Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Hannah and I'm a homeschool mom of 4, helping you create intentional rhythms in your hearts and your habits and in your home. And I share a lot about those things on this channel, including our homeschool journey, which is what we're going to talk about in today's video. So in today's video, this is a monthly collaboration with Abby for Rooted in Rest and Jessica at the Waldock Way. And in today's video, we're going to be sharing our favorite homeschool subject. I love this collaboration that they host every single month because the playlist is really neat. You get to see a wide variety of other homeschool moms and just talk about and share on different topics in our homeschool and in our homes. So if you would like to check that out, I will post the link below. Okay, so I'm excited to share what my favorite homeschool subjects are. I'm not going to limit it just to one. I'm going to start off and first just say that my personal favorite school subject is math. People, have been asking me that since I was a kid. What's your favorite school subject? What's your favorite subject? My answer has always been math. So I know that may not be the most popular answer. That is it for me. And because of that, I love to teach math as well. And so personally, for me, I just love anything that's analytical. I love like logic. I love puzzles. Anything that kind of uses my brain. I went to school for music, so I just love anything that's like analytical and including math, even higher level math. So that's fun to me, and so it's fun to teach. We use Math-U-See, which I'm not going to really share too much about in this video because I've done a whole review on it. I will share that video in the description below on why we love Math-U-See and how that is working for my children. Their grades right now are 4th and 2nd grade, and then I have a 4-year-old boy who's not using math at this time. So, and then I also have a 1-year-old who's not in school at this time. So that is my favorite subject. But my favorite subject to teach, actually, surprisingly, is artist study. So we follow the Charlotte Mason style of homeschool, and because of that, each term we choose an artist to focus on and to study and to just enjoy. And what I find, why it's surprising to me that this is my choice, is I would have said as a kid that I hated art, like not really interested in it, which is funny since I, learned music for so many years. But I'm talking about art as in paintings and that kind of mediums. So anyways, I actually have really enjoyed teaching the art, learning about the artists, I should say, the historical and kind of understanding of their lives and just getting to know their pictures. Really fascinating. So I'm going to share what we use in our homeschool. So if that is something that you think you would like to bring some life into your homeschool, then hopefully this video will be helpful. So we use the Simply Charlotte Mason Picture Studio Study Portfolios. And I know I've shared this before in like our morning basket and how we use these. But so these portfolios basically focus on a artist. We choose one per semester. And the reason I like to purchase these guides instead of just looking up pictures online or kind of just choosing pictures at random and not focusing on a singular artist for a good amount of time is I like how it gives us a really nice overview. So the book will give us a really nice overview of their biography, helping them understand the artist, their history, which of course plays a huge part into their works. So this semester currently, because we are on week 7 of 12 weeks, we have been studying Homer. So we went through his biography, and these are kind of like what the pictures look like in the portfolio. So they're really pretty, and I'm not in my schoolroom right now, but we will just hang them in the back of our wall so that all 12 weeks the kids can look and study the different paintings by that particular artist. So they're really just, it's a great way. I have found it so interesting. I also just don't know anything about artists. I, in college, took a art appreciation class my sophomore year, and I think I had to take it as like an elective for, I don't know, social studies or something. So my teacher was horrible, and it was actually one of the worst class I ever took in college, and I did not walk away with an appreciation for art at all. So I feel like not only have the kids really enjoyed studying the different artists, and I feel like it will just help them be aware of important historical pieces, whether they're at the museum or they're at maybe a doctor's office, we've seen them, you know, or they're in a book and you'll see like a resemblance of a famous painting. So I think that that's really important. It's also just very interesting to read about significant people, historical figures in this way. So I find that helpful as well. I will add though, this year, what we did each semester is I rented a few books from the library that went with the specific artists that we were studying. Because of my children's ages, that's really the case for it. Of course, if they were older in middle school or high school, they could, if possible, they could read a whole biography on them. But I found having some picture books has been really helpful this year for my 4th grade and 2nd grader. Cassette, which we did last semester, we even found a kind of short video on YouTube that talked about their life. So I do like to add things in to the curriculum that I buy. So these are just examples of Homer. So we got the Weekend with Homer that we rented. And then this series, actually, Artists Through the Ages. This one has most artists, which is really, really helpful. This isn't something that I feel like I need to purchase per se for our homeschool, but do find it handy to rent them, have a little reinforcement. And then the girls, what we do for exams at the end of the 12-week term is my 4th grader, I just asked her to share about the artist to see what she remembers about their life. And then for my 2nd grader and my 4th grader, I like them to describe one picture that we studied that they enjoyed, just to see if they can kind of just recall something from our weekly lessons. And we do this on Mondays, so just once a week, we talk about Homer, read a little bit from the books, and then we choose a picture to take a look at. So that is actually currently my favorite subject besides math, but I also want to share my other favorite subject, which is just literature, and kind of thinking ahead to this next year, 2023, 2024. I have found one of our favorite things this past year, so moving forward, has simply just been reading good books. And we can spend 30 to 60 minutes every single day just doing read alouds, easily an hour every day, and we all enjoy it, especially in the winter months when there's not much else to do. My daughter, that's in 4th grade, was even doing some of the reading, and so we can just go a lot longer with that. So we read recently these 4 books. So I'm just going to share a little bit about these, and maybe you've read one of these or they're of interest to you and you can have a little mini review. So we read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. My daughter actually read this one to us in January, and I've read this a few times, but it never gets old. You can reread this series again and again and again. So once we finish the next reading book that we're on, we're going to go ahead and go to the next one in the series. But I told her we're going to go back to The Magician's Nephew so that we can actually start from there. The reason we started with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is my mother hosted a book club for the kids, which was a lot of fun, and they got to talk about the book and eat foods from the book. So we read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I just can't get enough of reading books. So I'm just gonna say that that's like one of my favorite things about different subjects. So then we have The Princess, this one's first, The Princess and the Goblin, which I would have never even known to read, but my sister-in-law recommended it. She has 4 boys, and she said they loved the book. And so when I have someone tell me that their little children love the book, well, yes, I'm going to probably pick up that one and do that read aloud, because I already know that it was a hit. So this was super interesting and entertaining. The kids It captured their imagination, their 4th grade and 6th grade, 2nd grade, and even my preschool boy was able to tune in to The Princess and the Goblin. And so now we're doing The Princess and Curdie, which is the sequel. I didn't actually even know that book had a sequel until we get to the end of The Princess and the Goblin, and it said further tales, and I was like, what? So I had to get this one, and we're almost done with it. We'll have it finished this semester, and it is really good so far. So I've never read these, which I think makes it even more fun to read them out loud together. And I love how good literature actually sparks some amazing conversations with our kids about many different things, morals and attitudes, and just interesting plots. And I think it also inspires them to create and imagine their own stories and books. And so the last one that we read over the last 2 or 3 months is this one. This is The Boy of the Pyramids. This is actually from Simply Charlotte Mason, and my sister-in-law loaned it to me because we had been in ancient history focused on Egyptians, and then we were in the Greeks. And so this was a very delightful story. I think it's perfect for the early elementary age. Very easy to read, very easy to grasp in terms of just kind of like taking in the plot. But a very entertaining little story about a Egyptian boy and a mystery. And so I am excited for the next year. I've been loading up on books to read next year. So I hope you found this video helpful. I would really love to know in the comments, what is your favorite subject, maybe personally, and what's your favorite subject to teach if you are a homeschool mom? And maybe if you've been reading out loud, you can share with us your favorite book, as I am planning out our next year and choosing all the books that we're going to read together and independently. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so that we can see you next time. Bye.